Hey, today let's talk about how to make a solicitation. Years ago, I was about to make a solicitation with a dean of the college, and we were going to see one of his major prospects. And so I got to thinking about it before the meeting. I said, well, what's his role? What's my role? And so I just came up with 5 steps that you would use in a solicitation. And very simple. And I'm going to walk you through those. The first step is small talk. The second step is tell them why you're there. The third step is tell the story. The fourth step is ask for the gift. And the fifth step is asking permission to follow up with them. So let me start. Number one, when we walk in to see someone, it's small talk. Now, I didn't used to do that. I didn't used to make a lot of small talk. But I'm telling you that's important. That's very, very important in this process is to have some small talk. So what is small talk? Well, if it's a school, you're going to see a parent, you want to say, well, how's little Jimmy doing in the 2nd grade or Mary in the 5th grade? Or you're going to talk about sports, you're going to talk about weather, whatever you want to talk about. But the small talk is important, and it takes anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 to maybe 10 minutes at max. Step number 2 is my role. And so I would say, John and Mary, thank you for allowing us to come and talk to you about the campaign in XYZ school. I've got a proposal that I want to leave with you. I want you to read it, review it, and consider it. Now, my proposal is always in my hand. It's never on the table, because if I put it down on the table, the coffee table, the kitchen table, what happens? That prospect or the prospects pick it up. They pick up the proposal, and what do? They open it up, and they start reading it. So I always hold on to it. I never put it down. And I would say, I've got a proposal I want to leave with you. I want you to read it, review it, and consider it. That's a really, really important statement. That takes pressure off of people because they're not expecting to make a decision today based on what I've just said. Now, step number 3 is telling the story. Who tells the story? The dean or the head of school or whomever's with me, whoever's with you and making the presentation, they tell the story. And so what do they say? I don't script anyone. Now, I may have to give them a few bullet points. What I do tell them to do is, I said, you got to be passionate and you got to be enthusiastic. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you got to be passionate and enthusiastic about the story, about what you're trying to raise money for. Step number 4 is asking for the gift. That's my role. I would start off by saying the faculty and staff's 100%, the board's 100%. Again, I've got a proposal I want to leave with you. I want you to read it, review it, and certainly consider it. But I'd like for you and your family to consider a gift of $30,000, payable in equal amounts of $10,000 per year over the next 3 years in support of the campaign. Then I stop and I wait for an answer. This, my friends, is called the silent phase. I've done thousands of these solicitations. What do you think people tell me? They say, we'll think about it, we'll consider it, my wife and I will talk about it. Whatever they say to me, I say, remember this, any amount you give is certainly going to be appreciated. That's another point of a pressure point of taking it off of people so they don't feel pressured to be able to give. Step number 5 is, John and Mary, can we follow up with you in a week to 10 days? 99.9% of the people say yes. That doesn't mean 99.9% of the people are going to give, but they actually say, yes, you can follow up. Now, what happens if during that course of that solicitation, when I said to that individual, I asked them for $30,000, and they said, well, we weren't thinking about $30,000, but we were thinking about $15,000. Then what do? You come back and say, do you feel comfortable in signing a pledge card for that amount today? Here's what I found in all of my years of experience. 50% will say, yes, we're ready to sign a pledge card. 50% will say, no, I'm not ready. We need some more time to think about it. So you always carry a pledge card with you. You always carry a pledge card with you. Pull it out of your coat pocket and get them to fill it out when you're there. The purpose of the whole solicitation is to close. You want to close. So just remember that. Here's your 5 steps. Again, it's small talk. It's telling them why you're here. It's telling the story. It's asking for the gift. And it's asking for the follow-up. Again, this is something that you need to be able to have with you and know those 5 steps. And you use those 5 steps anytime you can. And remember this, if you don't get out there and ask for money, you're not going to raise any money. Have a great day.